Hello, hello. Just gonna wait just a couple of seconds to see if anyone pops on. Have heaps and heaps of wonderful stuff to show you this week. And lots of news as well. So I hope everyone has had a really great week. As you can see, I've got a new haircut, so that's really great. My husband got rid of all my greys and gave me some bit of a fringe. I didn't muck around with it too much this morning, so it's not looking the best. But it's okay. It looks terrible now. I've got someone on. Welcome everyone. So I'm just going to wait just a second just to see if I have a few more people on. Hope everyone's had a really great week. I know I just said that. I've had a bit of an eventful week. Quiet week, but then yesterday was quite eventful, so... Okay, I've got 4 on, so I'm going to get started. Hi Jeanette, hi Pam, and hi Marion. Now, as you pop on, please pop on and say hi. Not only does it let me know who's watching, it also lets me know that you're interacting with me and that I know who's watching. And it puts you in the draw for next week's to receive a card. So one person always wins a card each week. So, yeah. Yes, I did. You know, I have got rid of all the greys. I don't know for how long, not very long. I've been going grey since I was 18, so I've spent more time grey than actually a normal coloured hairstyle. Thanks, Pam. So my husband's done it. My husband is a bit of a jack of all trades. I'm very, very lucky. He colours my hair all the time for me, and he cut it as well. It's probably a little bit shorter than I would like, but I can still put it up in a ponytail, so it's all good. I did see your card that you got, Marion, from Jeanette. Very nice, very nice. Very lucky. I've got some really great rack cards for you to show as well this week. So let's get started. I've got a few little messages that I just want to let you know what's going on. So the clearance rack has been refreshed over on the website. So if you are after some, it's up to 60% off the recommended retail. So you can get some really great savings. There's some really wonderful stuff there. Things from punches to embossing folders, designer series paper, stamp sets, lots and lots of different stuff. So go and check that one out. Stampin' Up are also letting us know here in Australia that Australia Post is having a few delays with getting the parcels out at the moment. So there is a delay because of the pandemic. So just if you are placing an order, just make sure that you're aware that there might be a few days extra delay. The retiring list is coming out on the 23rd of April, so not too far away. Don't forget those retiring in colours, and I'll just grab them to show you. Now, if you have them but you don't have the re-inkers, really important that you grab those re-inkers now. Call Me Clover, Lovely Lipstick, Pineapple Punch, Grapefruit Grove, and Blueberry Bushel. I'm really sad to see these guys go, but I'm really excited to see the new in colours. But please, if you are after any of the re-inkers for these, extra cardstock, ribbons, embellishments, you need to sort of grab them now. Really important. So those things that will be on the retiring list, they'll be available till the 2nd of June or while stocks are available, so it's while stocks last. They sell out really quickly as well, so if there is something that's on that retiring list, get it the same day. Don't leave it for a couple of days because And I've been caught out before. I thought I'm going to go and grab those things, and it's too late if I've left it a couple of days. Hi Sandy, thanks for popping in. And your catalogue. If you are a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator and you're anxious to see the new Stampin' Up! Annual catalogue, I certainly am. Not only will we get to see the new ink colours, oh thanks Sandy, we can view these as a demonstrator from the 23rd of April, so it's only 6.5 days away. I'm so excited. So I'll actually be able to tell you that I've seen it next week, which is really exciting. And pre-order will begin on the 5th of May for Stampin' Up! Demonstrators. So if you're not a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, now's the time to join. You'll get to see everything beforehand. And if you join really soon, we're also going to, Stampin' Up's going to be doing an online event where they're showing off the new catalogue. Oops. Hopefully I'm still here. I just had a poor connection, so I'm not sure what that's about. Looks like I'm live again. I'm sorry about that. If you join now, you can be part of the Stampin' Up! Event where they're showing off the new catalogue. They're doing a few make and takes as well. It's a really great way to see things before normal customers. And you can also purchase in the pre-order, and you also get your discount. So it's an absolute win-win being a demonstrator. Now, more exciting news was just, we were just told about through Stampin' Up! Paper Pumpkin is coming globally throughout 2020. So what they're doing is they're going to be offering, oh hi Becky, I'm jumping in and out. Let me just check something, and if I go off, just wait, I'll come back on. Okay. Hopefully I've come back on, and hopefully that works out a little bit better. At the moment with the pandemic, I'd say a lot of people are on the internet right now. A lot of kids are doing this online schoolwork as well. Hopefully at 5 o'clock they're finished, but I'm really sorry that that's cut in and out. If it's really annoying for you, I will have the replay tomorrow on my YouTube channel, so you can catch that all there tomorrow morning as well if it cuts in and out too much. I really am sorry about how the connection is. Okay, so let's get back to Paper Pumpkin because I'm really excited. So they're offering 2 Paper Pumpkin kits throughout this year. Now the first one will be released beginning of August, so not too far away. It's a Sarah inspired kit, so very exciting to see that, and it'll be available around the world. The second one's going to be a Christmas themed kit, and it's going to be available in mid-November, so I'm super excited for those few little bits of tidbits. Paper Pumpkin, I wish they would get it all year round, and maybe with this global 2 that they're offering for this year, maybe they're seeing how it goes, but I would love to have Paper Pumpkin all year round. Okay, so hopefully everyone has settled in. Tonight's going to be probably a little bit longer because I'm showing you off the gorgeous Ornate Garden Suite. Before I get started, I just want to quickly go through all my normal things that I do each week. And I've received 3 beautiful wrap cards this week. This is the first one. This is from Marion. Look at all the colouring she's done there. Very sparkly. Why would it be a good thing, Marion? I think I missed something. Oh, it could be about the Paper Pumpkin maybe. So that's a beautiful Easter card from Marion. I've also got a card from Shelley. And Shelley's a really great friend. Another Easter card. Hi Lisa, thanks for popping in. Isn't this gorgeous? I love the colours. And the one that I received this morning, look at this one. This is from Sandra Mundy. So beautiful. I'm so happy. And the inside note that you left, Sandra, is absolutely beautiful. Thank you so much. Marion's talking about Paper Pumpkin. Absolutely. You never know. It could all work out for us all. Okay, so YouTube this week, my Monday's tips and tricks was about heat embossing. Now I know, Pam, have you had a go at this yet? You might not have the tools, but heat embossing is one of the first things that I tried as a stamper. It is so magical, it's so pretty, and Stampin' Up have some really wonderful different colours. Hi Ali! And I've also shown a few different techniques. So we have colouring in with the stamping inks, so you can do heat embossing with that. Hi Chrissy! If you haven't tried it, Pam, that's okay, got plenty of time. A bit of gold embossing, black and white. You cannot go past white embossing powder on black cardstock. Doesn't that just look so special? Marion's not tried it on vellum. You'll have to give it a go. And remember, you've got your two settings on your heat tool. The first heat setting is a lower heat and perfect for vellum. So, and look at that, isn't that gorgeous? Very, very pretty. Stampin' Up have wonderful different amounts of colours, and don't forget, just with the Versamark ink, you can use any Stampin' Up ink and create heat embossing with that ink. So really special. On Tuesday, I did a blog hop and I created this gorgeous little treat holder. It holds furry friends, and if you watch my video turned off halfway through, but that's the two furry friends. I think you'd probably even get 4 in there pretty easily. Yeah, my video stopped halfway through, so I didn't get to show everything, but really you're only missing the die cutting of the images. So showing the boxes all in there, you won't miss out. Chrissy must do more, absolutely. I think it's my go-to heat embossing. I seem to always do a card, or most cards are done with heat embossing, and you'll see with my samples today for the Ornate garden, I have used a lot of heat embossing for the cards. It's a cute box. Thanks, Jeanette. Case in the catalogue, which happens every Wednesday, is this card here. I've gone back to the annual catalogue just to have a look at a few different stamp sets that I've purchased that I didn't have at the very beginning. This is using the Swirly Frames stamp set, as well as the Free as a Bird. I love this Free as a Bird stamp set. This is actually would be really nice with different colour combos. So, but I love the Swirly Frames. That was one that I purchased not long ago, and I'm really happy with how this card turned out. Okay, so moving on to my Sunday's Facebook challenge. If you haven't checked that out, every Sunday morning I put a challenge up. It'll be a colour combo, a sketch challenge, lots of different themes. This week I did a sketch challenge, so this is the card that I created with that one. Ali's watching in the UK. She loves heat embossing, and when I showed it in class, the ladies loved it. It's like magic. Absolutely, Ali. It is one of those techniques for new stampers that is just astounds everyone straight up, and I think it's something that they'll keep going back to as well, because it really is so pretty. Oh, thanks, Jeanette. This one is actually no real stamping on here. I've sponged the background, which is in yellow, and I really think that my oval needs to be a little bit bigger because it's sort of hidden in the background. And this is the designer series paper that I've just fussy cut, and I'm not a big fussy cutter, but this paper is so pretty. It speaks for the whole card. So if you want to join in the Sunday Facebook challenge, please head over. It's a lot of fun. It's really easy to do, and you can use, if you don't have Stampin' Up products, if you've got other products, you can use them. You can use retired products, whatever. We just want you to see you crafting and joining in. It's not subtle, no, Marion, it's not. Okay, so newsletter. Last week I did say that I was going to have a break from doing the newsletters. Each month I always had a printable tutorial. This is the card that's the printable for this month. So if you want to join up, you can still join up, and I'll send you that newsletter. I'll look at doing the newsletters again really soon. I just needed a little bit of a break. I was finding I wasn't enjoying doing them, so we'll see how we go. Hi Karen, thanks for popping in. I hope you've had a good day. So that is that one there. Okay, now don't forget, if you're ordering throughout this month, I have a host code for the month, which just reminds me I haven't put it on my desk. So that'll be on the desk when I pop the camera down. If you place an order through me for this month, you'll receive a handmade card. I also have a bundle tutorial, but it's different every single month. So this is this month's bundle tutorial. Full colour photos and instructions, all the measurements. A really great little resource to have, and it's made by demonstrators from around the world. So some really great different styles in there. For this month, I'll show you my card. It's this one here using the Poppies suite. So a lot of fun, a bit of a watercolour background as well. So you just need to place an order and that will be sent through to you. Also earn yourself Inky rewards by placing an order for every $50. Once you get to a certain amount, you're going to get some free products. So it's just a wonderful way to earn some free product from shopping with me. Okay, I might pop the camera down and then we're going to go through this bundle because I'm so excited to be showing it to you. Hi Judith, thanks for popping in. You haven't been on here for a while. Okay, I'll just switch the camera over. How's everyone coping with being stuck inside? I have had quite a quiet week this week, but I will tell you, yesterday was not so quiet. I had to go and take my husband to the hospital, to the emergency department. He was bitten by our German Shepherd puppy yesterday, so yeah, he's cut his arm. He's just cut it just here. He's got 3 stitches, and I actually had to wait in the car, so only patients are allowed in the hospital at the moment, so that was a little bit exciting, but not so exciting. 3 hours waiting is not very exciting. Okay, so we have this Ornate bundle which is available now for customers. It is a really great bundle. There are 2 stamp bundles in this suite. So this is the first one, Ornate style stamp set, beautiful floral images. And then there is a die set called Ornate Layers, and I've got 2 different dies here. Let me just get them out because we are using them later on with our crafting. Now the great thing with this set is the stitched rectangle dies also work really, really well with this set. So that's these ones here. So ornate, really, really pretty. So that is one bundle. The second bundle is this one here. Hi Trisha, good morning. Love my hair. It's a little bit like yours, Trisha. Ornate Thanks stamp set. This one is actually a cling stamp set, but the Ornate Thanks is a photopolymer stamp set. Wonderful sentiment. So we've got big thank you, so grateful, and thanks, and then some smaller sentiments as well. And then the dies, which are Ornate border dies, are really pretty as well. Look at those borders. And then we have 3 smaller flowers as extras. There's 2 single dies that just cut straight. So these ones here. I've used both of these. And then this one here actually cuts out along the side of this other die. And what I should have done, if I had time, was probably cut these all out with cardstock just to show you what they all look like. But I didn't do that, I'm sorry. but I've got heaps of samples to show you. That's what I've really focused on, so hopefully that helps. So that's the 2 bundles. Like I said before, these go really well with the rectangle stitched framelit dies. There is an embossing folder which is called the Ornate, let me bring that out because I keep forgetting, Ornate Floral 3D embossing folder. Look at this one here. Some really great details, and the opposite side we have some beautiful design series paper. This is specialty paper. One side on a few of the pieces is gold embossed, and let me just bring them all out and show you. So really great floral images. There is a new colour here called Bumblebee, which I'm guessing that it's going to be, look at this one here, so pretty, is going to be a new in colour, but I'm not 100% sure. But I think it'd be a pretty good guess that it's going to be in the annual catalogue as an in colour. So really pretty paper. It comes in a 12 by 12 sheet. I've just cut it down to make it a little bit easier for me to show you. And lastly, no sorry, not lastly, there's also gilded gems, and I'm using these on some of my cards today. How pretty are these? Great dimension, really great shine as well. And there are 2 sets of ribbon. So we have old olive and terracotta tile, really pretty ribbon, and it's really soft ribbon too, so really easy to create bows. So that is part of, well, that is all the suite. Really easy to make gorgeous cards with. Let me bring in some of the cards, because that's what you're all here waiting for. So I'll leave the 3 that we're creating tonight last, but let me bring in and show you. So this is the first one. I've tried to keep a little bit with some colours, but I've gone with some really bright colours, and this is using one of the dies from the set. The ribbon is really lovely, Sandy. Now I'm also have all these photos of the cards on my blog tomorrow, so if you want to have a look a little bit closer to these cards, you can on my blog tomorrow. That's one. Let me bring in another one. So this is using that really big stamp and colouring it in. This one here I've used the stamping blend, so this is the stamp here. Got lots of stamping and colouring in with the blends with this one. I've got the gilded gems, just something a little bit different. Now all the little bits that came out of these dies here, I've created this gorgeous card with a shaker. I could not throw those out. Aren't they sweet? And really pretty. I just couldn't get past the colours, to be honest. There's that one. I've used some shimmer paint in the background and just sponged it on just to give a little bit extra shine. This is one of the dies, and these are the 3 flowers, and I've just lined the 3 flowers up, given it lots of dimension, and offset them as well, and popped a little bit of baker's twine on. So that's that one. I've also done this card using the, what's it called? Big Shot embossing mats. So these are dies that I've been able to emboss with. It creates a really great background. One thing I did do is I didn't do it on a separate piece of cardstock. I've done it on the card base. I think if I was to do it again, I'd probably do it on a matting piece. But super cute and embossed. It's the first one I'll show you that I've embossed. Oh, thanks, Ali. Thanks, Karen. It's okay, I've got some more. Hang on a minute. So there's this one here, and I've used the embossing folder and just sponged with some old olive. And this piece was actually an on-off cut that I had on my desk. So I actually used the long weekend and I just sat at my desk and just created a few of these cards. had a lot of fun. It's so cute. I've got some beautiful Winker Stella here on that little flower. And this is that gorgeous ribbon. Oh, thanks, Lisa. Okay, I've gone with the Seaside Spray with this card, and I've just stamped first layer and then generational stamping after underneath. This is that gorgeous soft seafoam ribbon, and it has the crumb cake underneath, and I've just covered that up with Whisper White cardstock. Very simple card, but isn't that effective? That's really pretty. I like that one. I love the colour. Okay, another die here for the background, and I've used shimmery white cardstock, heat embossed with black embossing powder, and then I've used watercolouring to colour in. So we have Terracotta Tile, Old Olive, Daffodil Delight, and I've also mixed in a little bit of Mango Melody, and we have Mint Macaron here as well. And this is the Terracotta Tile ribbon. So I really like this one, and I've just used a little bit of the Mint Macaron in the background. I don't know how well that picks up in the video, just so it wasn't stark white in the background. Moving on to one of my favourite cards, very, very simple. We have Petal Pink ink in the background, and I've just done a bit of a colour wash with my Winker Stella. So there's heaps and heaps of shine there. I don't know how well that picks up. I've used gold embossing powder to emboss that gorgeous little sunflower, no, daffodil. I don't know, I don't know my flowers very well. I think it might be a daffodil. And I've got the gorgeous Petal Pink with the metallic edge ribbon that's in the mini catalogue there as well. And also a little bit more heat embossing. And oh, Daisy, thanks Marion. And some of those gilded gems in the background. I knew you'd know, you're a definite flower person. So everyone remembers this little box that we made last week on the live, and it's still got eggs in it. I'm really amazed. I've made just a bigger version. It's very same design, it's just a bigger version. And I've used one of the dies from that set as the top. So if we undo the ribbon, push that through, and we have the little box. So a very easy box to put together. But isn't that nice with the little lid opening with that die? I think that's really cute. And I've just tied a knot in the back there. That's how it's all secured. Yes, I think it is a daisy, Ali. I always muck my flowers up. So that's a cute little container there. Now moving on to the three that we're going to create tonight. I'll leave my very best to last. We have this one here, and this is a technique that I've been using a little bit lately. It's just a distressed edging. I've heat embossed with the white powder, that daisy, and also the sentiment, and I've added that little bit of ribbon. Now I'm going to show you how to create the little bow here. So that's one of the cards that we're creating. The second one, which is a very, very simple card, look at this, it's gold foil, some of that gorgeous designer series paper, heat embossing the sentiment, and then just a little bit of stamping in the background. So sweet. Very, very elegant, I think. And then the last one that we're going to create is my favourite. So simple. Love it. So we have the daisies stamped in the background, 2 pieces of the designer series paper, and just the sentiment, and we've just added a few little gems there as well. So cute. This is my favourite. Let me know which one out of all of them that you have liked the most. Okay, so I'm going to just move all these cards out of the road, and I'll bring in my kits. Now I'm not going to give away the box that we created last week, but I will give away one of the cards that we create tonight. So stay with me till the end and I'll do the drawing. I think we'll do this one first. So I have here we go. I have already die cut both the designer series paper and that gold foil, just to make it a little bit easier for me. Look, I've still got stuff coming out of the foil. Now, if anyone would like to purchase any parts of this suite through me, through my online store, I'll be sending you, as well as the free items, the free handmade card, the free bundle tutorial, I'll also be sending a bundle tutorial for this suite. So there's 90 tutorials. There's so many ideas, so many wonderful cards. I did show you last week this here. This is only one of the 4 packs, so there's actually 4 downloads. This is just one, but 90 tutorials in all. Look at some of these cards. So pretty. So you'll receive this one as well if you order anything from this suite through my online store using the host code for this month. Okay, so I did get rid of all those little pieces. This is made with mint macaron. I've pre-scored. I'm just going to fold this over and burnish with my bone folder. And I have my blocks already mounted with my stamps. I'm using mint macaron ink, as well as the Embossing Buddy, Versamark, and the gold embossing powder. So I'm going to start just by stamping our little corners on the card base. Now, with everyone watching, has anyone purchased anything from the bundle already? Because I will say I don't always purchase the medleys or these suites, but this one I was really taken with. So this is a really simple card as well. We're going to bring in that piece of mint macaron, and I'm going to hit it with the Embossing Buddy because we're using the gold embossing powder. Marion's got the light, Sandy's got the paper, and Jeanette's got the embossing folder. I like all of it. Okay, so let's bring the Versamark ink in. And the sentiment thanks. Oops, sorry, that moved the camera a little bit, sorry. Just going to center this in the middle as best I can. And I think all 3 of these cards have heat embossing. So that's how much I like heat embossing. And that's just the perfect size for that sentiment. Just going to melt that powder, be very quick. Sandy has the thank you stamp as well. Ali has some, wasn't sure on how, but seeing it all being used, I will buy more. Excellent. Yeah, I think it's hard to see things from, especially in the catalogue. I'm just going to cut this down just a little bit on either side, because I will get a new catalogue and I'll look at things and I'll go, no, don't want that. And as soon as I see people actually creating some gorgeous things with, that's it, I have to buy it all. Well, not everything, because you can't have everything. I'm going to actually glue this down with some tear and tape. I find using it on the foil, it just works a little bit better than liquid glue, but whatever you prefer. Has anyone got any suggestions on what they'd like to see in the new catalogue? Anyone got... I'm always looking for more masculine themed stamp sets. So I'm hoping that there's something really good with the masculine. I'm loving the mountain air in the mini catalogue, so I'm hoping that that's going to stay. Also really like Pedal to the Metal. So we're just going to pop this in the middle. Whoops. Oh no. That's what happens when you're not looking what you're doing. Let's see if I can pull this off. Okay. Whew. That was a good save. I'm going to pop the thanks up. So I've got some dimensionals on my desk. Ali would like to see a vanilla ink pad. That would be very interesting. I've been a demonstrator for, I think, 7 years now. Was there ever vanilla ink pad? I will say I don't use vanilla cardstock very often, but it's really good with neutrals and like with the distressing as well. So I'm just going to pop that in the middle. Let's try that again. And I'm going to pop some tear and tape on the back of this one as well. Jeanette wants everything. It's funny, every year I say I'm not going to buy too many floral stamp sets. And that's probably a majority of what I own. Do you buy things that you don't really need, that you seem to always be drawn to? So this is just going to be popped straight down in the middle. So a really, really quick, easy card. Got the gems that we're just going to pop. There is small, medium and large in these gems. So I'm just going to put 2 mediums down. Sandy loves floral. Yeah, but is there so much as having too much floral? I don't know. So there's our first card. Really, really simple. Packs a punch with that gold foil though, doesn't it? I'm going to work on this one here next. And this is using a really great technique, the distressing, which, yeah, it sort of comes back in style, and I've been using it quite a bit over the last couple of weeks, so you might not have seen these videos yet, but they're coming. Also using the white embossing powder for this one. So like I said before, let me bring the card pack in. We're going to use some stamping blends with this card. So I have terracotta tile card base, and my desk is a mess, everyone. Then we have this gorgeous designer series paper. Doesn't that look good too? And I'm just going to take a pair of old scissors. I wouldn't use your good paper snips because I think it will blunt them after a while. And I'm just going to run the edge of my scissors down the cardstock or the designer series paper. And that's just going to burr up the edges. And I love the texture that it brings to it. Because our designer series paper has white core in the middle, you can also see that little bit of white. But if you're doing it with Stampin' Up's cardstock, because it's dyed all the way through, you'll see that same colour all the way through. If you're purchasing other cardstock that's not dyed all the way through, you're actually going to see white. Oops. And you need to be a little bit more careful than that. I've just torn the paper a little. Creates a little bit of mess, but love the distressed look. And if you want a little bit more of a distressed look, you can go over it with some ink with a sponge dauber. That looks really good as well. Okay, that's distressed enough as I need it to be. I'll just get rid of all those fuzzies off the camera. And I'm also going to just pull down the sides on the edges. Not too much, just a little. Okay, so I'm going to use some Tombow glue for this one. This is just liquid glue to glue it down onto my card base. And I'm off, putting it off, it's not going to be centered at all. I'll have all the measurements too for these cards on my YouTube channel tomorrow as well if you're after those. So we have a piece of crumb cake cardstock, and I'm going to bring some crumb cake ink in, and I'm using that daisy stamp. I'm just going to stamp all the way around. Actually, no, I lied. I'm actually using this large stamp for this one. No, I think maybe I stamped off for this one. It'll lighten a little bit anyway. Creates a good little background. I think that is a little dark. Let's do the other side and I'll stamp off, because I think it will be too dark otherwise. Yeah, that looks nice. A lot nicer. Is everyone getting a lot of crafting done with the coronavirus, or are you working through? It was nice to be home all Easter time, I think. I really enjoyed being home and not doing too much. I've also gone around the edges of the crumb cake with the scissors, so let's do that really quickly as well. Did the Easter Bunny still find everyone? I will admit I didn't get any Easter eggs. I had some Easter eggs left over in my craft room for my craft. But my husband's brother and his wife actually bought a whole heap of eggs for us, so we didn't even need any. There was enough there. I think we're old enough that we don't need Easter eggs anyway. Okay, so there we have that one. I have a piece of terracotta tile that we're going to heat emboss with the Whisper White ink. So let me bring the Versamark in. And that sentiment is so grateful. Marion's more gardening. We'll need an electric fence. Walkers keep checking it out. Yes, definitely an electric fence. That'll keep them away. Ali's learning to crochet now due to reduced food intake. Yeah, it's a little bit of an issue, isn't it, Ali? I will say I've probably been eating too much over this time as well. Oh well. So I'm just going to bring my white powder, and I actually bought some white embossing powder from Stampin' Up the other day, which is really good because it's a different consistency to the stuff that I had. So mine was probably a little bit old. This one just goes on so nice. Because my other one was a little bit old, it was a little bit chunky, and it didn't really heat properly. So if your embossing powder is not heating properly and not melting, maybe you need some new embossing powder, because obviously it doesn't last forever. So let's just heat this one up. And we're actually going to run the, which one is it? This one here. I've used this die here, so just one of the edges. This one here. Yep. So let me bring the big shot in and we'll quickly do that one. So there's 3 edge dies in this one. So the one we're using, this lace style here, as well as the one that cuts out the edge of this one. Okay. I didn't fully melt that powder, so hang on a second. Yeah, that's better. Okay. Because that's going to move up, my plate here is a little bit buckled. I'm going to bring some washi tape in, just so it doesn't move around on my plate. Now, if you do use this as a technique, just take off some of that sticky, and that way it won't rip into your cardstock there. So that's not going to go anywhere. I'll quickly run this one through. So what are you crocheting, Ali? Are you doing a scarf? A blanket? I don't do a lot of crafting besides cards. I'm not a knitter or a sewer. Definitely not a sewer. Okay, so I've ran that one through. There's just a couple of these little spots that didn't go all the way through. Doesn't that give some really great detail there? Really pretty. And bring that card all back in. So I have a piece of the shimmery white cardstock, because we're going to do a little bit of watercolouring. I'm going to heat emboss with white, that daisy, and because I've put the crumb cake ink all over it, let me bring in and clean that really quickly. I have my chamois sitting there, but it's dry. I really need to go and get all the ink out of it and clean it up. Get a bit of moisture back into it. Trying granny squares, then into a lap blanket. Well, that's good, because that means you're actually creating something. You'll be going into summer over there though, Ali, will you? Make it a bit hard to create a lap blanket in summer. Okay, so I have my white powder. And I'll just quickly heat this one as well. Ali says it'll be winter by the time she's finished. It's probably perfect timing. You can always put the air conditioner on while you're doing it. That'll keep you nice and cool. So I'm going to bring in the aqua painter. And this is the one I'm needing. And we're just going to use the terracotta tile and the granny apple green to colour in. I've got some already in my lid. So let me pick some of that. If you don't have any in your lid, you just need to squish down your ink pad and you'll get some in your lid. So I'm going to quickly colour this in. Definitely, if you're doing this at home, take a little bit more effort. Just trying to be mindful of your time tonight because we're doing 3 cards. I'm sure everyone's got tea to make and other things to do. This is a really pretty colour, the terracotta tile. And I'm just going to go in and just add a little bit of a darker colour in parts, just as the like shadow area. I'm going to come in with the crumb cake just for the centre. And granny apple green for the leaves or leaf. Love the brightness that granny apple green provides. Now while I wait for that to dry really quickly, it won't take very long, I'm going to bring in some pearls and we're going to use the stamping blends to colour in these gorgeous little pearls here. So I don't have the terracotta tile, but I've got the dark calypso coral, which will work just as well, and the dark granny apple green. So I'm going to use the thick end and just colour in a few of these pearls. Got 2 in calypso coral and let's do 3 in the granny apple green. Stamping blends are great for colouring both your embellishments and your ribbon. Okay, so I'm going to leave them to dry really quickly. Let's bring in my paper snips and we'll quickly cut this out. My husband went shopping today and he was able to buy toilet paper, so I think things are starting to go back on the shelf a little bit better now, which is great. They've had the school kids go back here in Victoria if you are an essential worker. Although my husband and I are open, like our business is open, we've kept our son home just because he doesn't need to be going. I think if we can stay home, it makes more sense. So that's really good. He's still going to work, so he's still doing his school-based apprenticeship, so he still does 2 days a week at work, but we've kept him home from school. We all know kids don't wash their hands properly, so I think there's less chance of us picking it up if he stays home and not at school. John's cooking tonight, Jeanette. What is having? Marion got toilet paper as well as sugar and flour. You can have scones. Okay, so that's really quickly cut out. Let's bring that terracotta tile ribbon in, and I'm going to show you how to create this little bow feature here. So I'm going to bring in my aqua painter again. I'm going to measure the ribbon, and I want the bow on this side here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring in my aqua painter, and you know what, let's bring in the paper pierce, is probably a little bit better. And I'm just going to mark it sort of where I want the ribbon to be. I'm just going to tie a knot in that ribbon. Crumbed pork chops and veggies, yum. I did see that you made scones, Pam. Very nice. In an air fryer. We've got an air fryer, but I don't think ours would fit in. It's more of a rounded air fryer. But I've done this up a little bit too far. It's a little bit harder to get off. Usually a pan's probably the best thing to do it on, but I will get this off. Hang on. Marion wants a plate set. What did you put on your scones, Pam? Do you put jam and cream? My family has to have jam and cream with scones. My daughter likes golden syrup. Rounded one too, just need to cook in 2 batches. Oh, okay. Might have to give that a go. I will say, my husband bought, it's an air fryer, it's a 3-in-1. What is it? An air fryer, like a crock pot sort of thing, a slow cooker, and also a steam cooker. Works really well. So, all I've done is I've just gone in and cut that ribbon in half, and that creates my little bows, and I didn't quite cut it in half. So let's just chop off that little bit more. And there's our little bow. And this is now where we can just cut off the edges. And this is a bit of a cheats method here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn it over, and I'm going to put some tear and tape down the sides here to pop the sides, the ends of the ribbon in place. Tear and tape, here it is. Speaking of that, Jeanette, they may be moving soon. Okay, so I've got my ends in place there. I'm just going to attach that ribbon to the back there. And pulling that, not super tight, but just so it doesn't pop up anywhere. Okay, so we're going to pop this straight down on our card, and I'm just going to use, there's a little bit of that tear and tape still there, but let's pop some liquid glue down. And I'm also sticking this on a bit of an angle as well. Santa surprise. Jeanette, what that actually means is, yes, she may be moving down here at Santa time, which would be great for everyone's crafting. We'll all be able to get together. So I'm also going to just pop this down with some Tombow glue. Not a real lot of dimension on this card. There we have it. And I'm also going to stick the daisy just underneath that ribbon as well. I always like to stick a glue dot underneath the knot That's just so the ribbon doesn't pop anywhere around, stays in place. So let's just stick a little bit of a glue dot underneath. And we're right to stick those embellishments that we just coloured with the Stampin' Blends a few minutes ago. And there's that second card. Bit of rubbish on the desk. There we have it. Okay, moving on to my very favourite one. This one here. And we have the kit ready to go. I have already die cut those gorgeous dies. This is using thick Whisper White cardstock as the card base and also the matting. I find the thick Whisper White just holds up better in the card. Okay, so we have the matting piece. I have a piece of Daffodil Delight for the sentiment and these 2 pieces of the Designer Series paper. Now the smaller one that's gold embossed is actually used the second largest square stitched. Oh, that's all right, Sandy, no worries. Enjoy your tea. Thanks for popping in. Okay, so we have those already done. I'm going to bring in the Memento Tuxedo black ink and we're going to stamp the daisy. And let me just bring in that Designer Series paper first, because I want the daisy stamped up the top here and then also underneath here. I want it peeking out just a little. And down here. So cute. I'm going to colour these in with some Stampin' Blends. So I need the Granny Apple Green and Daffodil Delight. And I didn't get them out earlier, so here they are here. Actually, I think I might just use the dark Daffodil Delight for the centre. I'm leaving the flower white on both sides there. And let's just use the dark on both. So we just need to do, don't really need the whole leaf done, but just the bit that's sticking out. Quick colouring as well. I can stick my first lot of Designer Series paper down, and this has just been straight cut. It's not die cut or anything like that. Centering it beautifully. We're popping up the second one that has been used, that I have used the stitched shaped dies. So I couldn't find them. I'm going to stick one in the middle as well. I like that this actually looks pretty simple, and it's really another quick card. All my cards are always pretty quick and easy. Okay, now we're going to bring the embossing buddy in, and we're going to just heat emboss with the gold, the So Grateful. And this is photopolymer, so you can see straight through, which makes it really easy to get good alignment. And we're going to pop up on both edges of that sentiment. Oh no, I have popped it all the way over. Okay, so what I've actually done is I've just popped the dimensionals in that center square. I was just going to pop the dimensionals on the ends, but this works just as well. Okay, I'm going to pop this matting piece down. This has been going for an hour. I'm sorry that this has taken so long. So there's definitely enough dimensionals here as well, so it doesn't sag. And lastly, we're just going to stick some of those beautiful gems down too. So I've got the smaller, a medium, another small one. So sweet. Okay, so that's the 3 cards. Hopefully you've enjoyed a little bit of a showcase of this suite. It's a really pretty one. Let me bring in all those cards. And don't forget, I'm still doing a drawing. Just give me 1 second. I'll just quickly bring these in just so you can look at them. I've had a lot of fun doing all these cards for you all. Love how they've all turned out. So I have my names here all ready to go. Let's give away one of the cards that I've created tonight. I'll be giving away one of these, and then next week I'll do a drawing for the other 2 cards. So I'll send away 1 card this week, 2 next week. So make sure that you leave a message, like the post, share the post, and you can do that here on Facebook, watching the replay live, or on YouTube tomorrow, or any time after that. Okay, so good luck everyone. Oh, I've got 2. Pam. Well done, Pam. All right, I'm going to send you one of these cards tomorrow. Well done. Okay, thanks so much everyone for popping in and staying with me for so long. It's been a bit of a late night, but I really appreciate everyone being on here. I'll be back next Thursday for another live, so hopefully you can join me for that one. And don't forget Sunday's Facebook challenge, and then I have tips and tricks Monday and 2 videos on Tuesday and Wednesday, so check them out. I'm also going to be doing a giveaway when I reach 500 subscribers, so if you haven't subscribed to me on YouTube, please do. I'm getting closer to 500, so as soon as I get to the 500 I'll do a drawing. It's going to be a lot of fun, so check that out as well. Thanks Jeanette, thanks so much everyone. Well done Pam, and I'll see you all next week. See you later.